All right, we're up. We're live. It's here. Super Bowl 58 in the books. What an incredible game. An all-time game. Started out as a snooze fest, but an overtime thriller. And Patrick Mahomes officially enters GOAT category. What an incredible comeback win for the Chiefs. I don't know what you can say. In a year, this is by far the worst. This might be one of the worst teams Andy Reid has had since taking over the Chiefs. But when you have 15 at quarterback, magic's just going to happen. Every play that needed to be made was made in the second half by Mahomes, including your game-winning touchdown pass to Mecole Hardman, his third Super Bowl MVP before the age of 30. First team to go back-to-back in 20 years. 20 years since the Patriots in 03 and 04. And I mean, I'm kind of shocked. I picked the Chiefs to win this game 23-20. We were pretty close on that score. And I was feeling nervous today. Honestly, I was feeling nervous. I felt like San Francisco just had the right sort of edge to this game. I thought that they maybe were the better team, and they dominated large chunks of this game early. I mean, I was kind of shocked at how dominating San Francisco was early, but I felt like they got away from McCaffrey, of course, in the second half a little bit too much. Brock Purdy wasn't great, but he had a pretty strong second half overall, I would say. Multiple drives to go get points. Only gets the field goal in Only gets the field goal in overtime, and that ultimately hurts them. You give Mahomes a chance to win the game, and what does he do? He goes and wins the game. Just peak Patrick Mahomes stuff. But looking at the box score, even 23-24 in first downs. Both ran for first downs. Efficiency was pretty good. Penalties, I think the penalties ended up being pretty even. I think Frisco, 40 yards for Frisco, 55 for KC. Both of them with 6 penalties. It was a pretty even game. The referees were not going to determine the outcome of this game. The time of possession, pretty close too. And Kansas City had one real play in the first before the last drive of this first half. I'd say the one big pass to Mecole Hardman, or MVS. It was MVS who had the big, no, who was it? It was Hardman who had the big pass play. Then they fumble. Pacheco fumbles on the next play. It was just all disjointed, all whack, all over the place. It was never really clean or anything. You can see I'm getting tired. But I took notes. I just wanted to run through my notes, go through the game as I was watching the game. You know, I wanted to take notes. San Francisco moving the ball at will. Big mistakes early by Frisco. McCaffrey fumbles on the first drive. The holding penalty by Trent Williams kind of sets them back. Kansas City couldn't get anything on offense. Zero protection. I was really concerned with Mahomes and the protection early in this game. It felt like he had no time. It was starting to look a lot like that Tampa Bay Super Bowl. I was feeling pretty bad at the end of the half there. Huge play. Good last drive, though. I felt like Reed got a little too cute on the play calling. They settled for the 3 before the half. Huge trick play by Frisco. Obviously, the double pass. Juwan Jennings was setting up to be the MVP in this game if Frisco had brought it home. Had a huge day. 2 touchdowns. One of them throwing to McCaffrey. Kind of set the tone. 10-3 going into the half. It was an ugly game, like I said. The big fumble by Pacheco when Kansas City was in the red zone. Oh my goodness. But they get the ball coming out of the half. Nothing. Mahomes, bad pick on the second drive. He looked indecisive. Didn't look like he was comfortable in the pocket. Didn't know if he rather wanted to run the ball or throw it. It was a third down play. Defense for Kansas City was lights out. Frisco was chunking up yards in this game early. I mean, it was all Frisco. There was a point in time it was like 125-16 in the yards department early in this game. They were moving the ball at the will, but they just kept hurting themselves. And they kept hurting themselves. And, you know, like they said, but the defense covered for them, shut them down. The game kind of felt over at this point. I had a Chiefs fan who we're going to be talking to tomorrow, who works for the NFL. He's like, the game felt over. He thought it was over. Where was CMC in the third quarter? He kind of disappeared. They were struggling to pick up first downs. I think they went like 12 minutes before they picked up a first down in the third quarter. Frisco, it was like a real struggle for them. They couldn't do shit at all for them. And then typical Niners implosion. They have the punt. kick off the back heel of the gunner. They try and scoop it up. Ray McCloud, it's a fumble. It looked like Ray was just diving on the ball at first, and that was a big mess up. First play, typical Mahomes, just like that. MVS for the touchdown. Jeez, I'm just going to yawn for everybody. I'm killing it. But Mahomes takes the lead. It's just like that. But then, and I was like, where the hell is Kittle? Where is McCaffrey? Where is Kittle? And this is the shit with Kyle Shanahan. He gets in these big game situations and he just kind of panics. He gets away from where he's good. He's kind of cute. He doesn't know what to do. He feels the pressure. You feel the pressure when you're playing for him, it looks like. Just, they get ballsy. They put together a decent drive. They go for it on the fourth down. I thought that was a stupid call. Finally, Kittle, though, picks up the first down. He was short. Big response by him. Comes down. They get the touchdown. Then, boom, blocked extra point. It's a 3-point game. Chiefs only down 3 now. Big kind of swing for them. Casey comes right down the field. Another big response by Casey. Huge stop by Frisco in the goal line. The D-line for Frisco, that was the MVP of this game, I think, as a unit. Super Bowl window is now closed. Hannibal, I don't think the window can ever close with Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. I mean, they got dominated, I think, for most of this game. This was a bad team, and they still won the Super Bowl. They were great in the playoffs, 3 straight underdog wins. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is not of this earth. If you can keep a game within a score for Patrick Mahomes in the third or fourth quarter, he makes every play. He running for first downs on third down, fourth down and overtime on the read option. You have to do another one. So Frisco gets the huge stop. They tie the game up. The D-line, like I said, was dominating Kansas City's offensive line. They couldn't get any run game going. We saw Detroit and Green Bay kind of gash San Francisco in the 2 playoff games. They fixed that. Kansas City could get nothing really going with Pacheco. It was uncomfortable all day for Mahomes until that fourth quarter, I feel like. Then Frisco comes down. They kick the field goal to go up 3. They give Mahomes a minute 57. They throw the ball on 3rd and 4. I would have ran the ball there, forced Kansas City to use a timeout. And if not, you could have picked up the first down and maybe think about going for it on 4th down to try and not even give Mahomes the ball back. A first down wins the game essentially, or at least allows you to kick a field goal with no time left because Kansas City had already burned a timeout for them. Mahomes and Kelsey getting it done. 4th down conversions. Gets it to Kelsey. I thought Kelsey was going to try and score there. Can't quite do it. Great tackle to save the game. They get the stop. He had Rashee Rice for the touchdown winner in regulation, I think. It was a really strong overall performance by the Niners. And Brock Purdy was okay. He was good. Like I said, 23 for 38, 255 and a touchdown, no turnovers. But you have to be special, it feels like, to beat the Chiefs. I mean, a good day is not going to beat this team. A great day is going to have to do it. Like I said, they finished with 455 yards. Most of that was in the second half. I mean, they had the one big play and then the one drive towards the end of the half that they settled for the field goal on. Other than that, it was slim pickings for everybody in there. But let me know what you guys think in the chats. Are you surprised the Chiefs won? Who did you have in this game? Are you sick and tired of the Chiefs already? It's getting to be that point for everybody. I will say I do feel good. You know, one of my best friends is a Chiefs fan. I'll never forget, Patrick Mahomes I had as the best quarterback in that draft. Now, I'm never going to tell you Patrick Mahomes was going to be one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever be, but you just saw something with Mahomes. And if Andy Reid trusted a guy, I trusted Andy Reid's over all things. But yeah, lack of Christian McCaffrey. I think the real decisive point in this game was when Frisco's going on that first drive in overtime and they have to settle for the field goal. I thought their play calling was a little bit too conservative. I thought that they got kind of cute almost. They were kind of like, hey, we're moving the ball. We're going to work a little clock, even though the clock doesn't matter. I do think Kyle Shanahan was petrified of a turnover there, a mistake by Brock Purdy to cost them the game. You got to go for the kill. You got to get a touchdown there. You got to make the Chiefs have to score a touchdown just to tie you, because now we're going into the second overtime in a tie game. If they get that, maybe the Chiefs go for 2 to try and win the game. But I think the longer the game went on, it was going to be worse for Frisco because Mahomes just seemed to be getting better and better and stronger and more accurate, and Kelsey was getting into it. 9 catches for 93 yards. He had 1 catch for 1 yard at the half. I mean, it's just a total turnaround for Kelsey. It was it was just patented just when you think this team is dead. It looked like prime Kelsey. I mean, it was prime Kelsey in the second and third, fourth quarter. It's ridiculous how good I mean, I don't know what to say. He has a terrible interception in this game, and he's just the best freaking quarterback on the planet. I mean, he led the team in rushing, 9 carries, 66 yards, 2 critical rushes in overtime, and on that last drive to convert fourth downs, and then the big chunk plays. It's just, what can you say? Third MVP in 3 years, first guy to ever do that before the age of 30. I do want to give some credit, though, to Brock Purdy and the 49ers. They played a hell of a game, man. They didn't play good enough, though. They had this game won. It felt like they let this team hang around a little bit. They just kind of let the Chiefs hang around. I thought the Niners should have been up 17 points in this game, man. It was just really it was really frustrating if you're a Niners fan to see that, because you let them off the hook, it felt like a lot. All right, what do we got here? Demand Cisco, as a Cowboys fan, I'm glad the Kansas City Chiefs won since the 49ers beat us in the playoffs last 2 recent times we played them. Yeah, I think most Cowboy fans are with you. I know the Cowboy fans that are my friends cannot root for the 49ers. They almost hate the Niners as much as they hate the Eagles, so I get that. Plus, Mahomes is a Texas guy. Mahomes is a good old Texas boy through and through, so you got to stick strong with that. If you haven't already, drop a quick like on this video. Hit that thumbs up if you're enjoying the stream. Helps us out in the algorithm. But yeah, we'll just be hanging out a little bit. Kelsey talking. Kelsey coming back for his, next year. He said he'll be back. They're going for 3 straight. Do we think the Chiefs can win 3 in a row? I guess there's one rule in life. There's a couple death taxes. And it used to be don't bet against Tom Brady, is now don't bet against Patrick Mahomes. I just don't think you can bet against the Chiefs ever in a playoff game. Somebody has to beat this team. Mahomes is now 15-1 in his career against quarterbacks not named Tom Brady. It's ridiculous. Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow didn't really go and beat Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes played the worst game of his life. Give a shout out to old Sweet Lou and his defense in Cincinnati a couple years ago, shutting down Mahomes in that AFC Championship game. Other than that, not a damn soul can beat this guy. I just don't know how you do it. I think you got to get up early on this team and try and bury him, because they don't have the offensive firepower like they had in years past. Now, it looked like it at the end of this game. They couldn't be stopped. No matter what the Chiefs did, it was working. They kind of figured it out. San Francisco sits in that zone, and they kind of pulled out of it. They brought the pressure a couple times, and they went to man, and they crushed it. They ran a couple of those quick drags. They ran the big drag to Kelsey at the end of the fourth quarter. They ran the one to Rice in overtime, and it killed Frisco. Frisco is not good at blitzing the quarterback. They live at getting the pass rush with 4. I said if this game hit the under, I like the Chiefs a lot. Patrick Mahomes hit his over at 333. I don't know if he was going to hit that if we didn't go to overtime here. Probably on that last drive, he would have got it. Would have been close. Other good props we had, over rushing yards or rushing attempts for each quarterback. That was pretty easy for Purdy and him. Kelsey over yards, missed on Pacheco over. CMC was slightly below average. It just goes to show you how wild it is that anything can swing at the turn of a hat. But congratulations to your Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl champions once again. All in all, I think it was a great game. Where does it rank in the all-time annals of Super Bowl history? Probably in the top 5, maybe top 3, maybe top 2. I don't think it's the best. I think you got to go 28-3 for the best game ever, just because it was the first overtime Super Bowl. It's the largest comeback in history. It's Kyle Shanahan again. You got to feel bad for him now. 0-3, 0-2 as a head coach, 1 as an offensive coordinator. He's blown some leads in these games now, and it feels like he loses every kind of game in a heartbreaking way. He's now been on the losing end of both overtime Super Bowls. That's just beyond painful. I don't even know how to fathom losing a game like this. It really sucks. But be sure, if you like this, check it out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. How are you feeling? We're going to have an exclusive members only video tomorrow if you want to check that out, with an NFL employee and a lifelong Chiefs fan to go over, break down the game, talk about everything a little bit more tomorrow. So if you want to get access to that, sign up for that channel membership. We're trying to push out some channel memberships now, get some more signups, get out this great content. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Hope you had a great night. Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans on deck. The Chicago Bears officially on the clock. Welcome to the offseason, ladies and gentlemen. It should be a lot of fun.